I'm gonna speak to sex, right? That kind of pleasure, because I was there. I had spiritual diabetes that I had to heal myself of.
Mm-hmm.
So, full transparency, I was in polygamous relationships,
Mm-hmm.
and it wasn't like separate. It's like we're all together, And so, when it was time to be intimate, we're all together,
Mm-hmm.
and it was like to where I didn't want to do anything if it wasn't all of us.
Yeah, you better. Cause you want this, I want this. Everybody in this world should have it. Stop illusions, it's in your hands. Show yourself, reveal it to them. Yeah, you better. Take the time to recognize it. You won't leave me even if you tried it. You're the artist, I'm the mess, and happily be found the new in your hands.
Hey, 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 everybody. Welcome to another episode of Unlimited with Elisabeth Carson, where nothing is off limits, guys. Today, I have my very good friend, Mike Rashid, on with me. And I'm so excited to dig into this conversation, Mike, because you're just a man of incredible wisdom. Like we've had some deep conversations and you're out here spreading such positive, information, health, and just masculine, divine energy and the balance between. You're doing so much out here. So I really thank you for being here with me today. I appreciate it so much and welcome to my show.
Thank you so much for the kind words, and thanks for having me on. It's always a pleasure, like sitting and building with you. So thank you.
Yes, always, Mike. So I guess you know what? Before we press record, you said something very interesting to me that I feel like more people should absorb that information, which is the fact that in your business, you have a woman that's almost like you said, your spiritual, like business counsel, right? And
Yes, sir.
so just in you saying that, that hits something very deep in me because I feel like for a business to run perfectly and for it to be divinely intertwined to spread the divine information, you need to have masculine, feminine, because what a man has, a woman, doesn't. What a woman doesn't have, a man does. So when you combine those divine energies, you get success in every realm, right? Is that why you kind of hired her?
Yes, ma'am. Well, it's interesting how I've been needing somebody, right? And I have a hard time hiring because you know how it is. It's like I guess like when it's a term women say they got to kiss a bunch of frogs before they get the with businesses like that, but it's like you're spending money and time, so it's just not ideal. So I went, this person was actually in my community, and I seen her speak a few times, and I'm like, she's smart. But then we had a person in our like penetrated our Discord and was pretending to be me trying to defraud people, right? So she found them, found the IP, like got all the info. We could not get rid of this person, right? She did. So I was like,
Wow.
how you know how to do that? And she told me her background in web development, so on and so forth. But she is a I don't look so we talked further and she's very qualified for what I needed.
Mhm,
So we decided to work together, and I don't call her a web developer. I call her more of a strategist,
mhm,
but I
mhm,
call it an oracle, the
mhm.
oracle. Because if you look at a lot of ancient civilizations, they would have like an oracle. So
Yes.
before they go to war, let's go talk to the oracle first. Let's make sure this
Yeah.
is cool, right? Because like you said, men, we have a certain, well, I can't speak for everybody, but me, I'm kind of one dimensional in the masculine feminine realm. Is just very masculine.
Mhm.
So having that balance is ideal because life is only life because of balance, because of duality. There literally is no life, no human life without man woman.
Mhm.
There's no day without night. There's no
Yes.
love without hate.
Yes.
Everything has to have that opposing energy that is at the same frequency, same level of power, right?
Mhm,
That's
mhm.
ideal. So yeah, she's a blessing, and I'm very appreciative of her.
That's awesome. That's awesome because it. I've had all of my business partnerships, to be honest, have been with a man. They've always been with a man. Even right now, launching my new company, I mean, one of the starter people with me is a man. So it's like I need that things that I'm missing, because women's brains, I mean, our brains work like this. Our corpus callosum that connects the hemispheres of our brains are 25% bigger than your guys's. So like our brain is always working like this, where your guys's is like very, back and forth. So what we can see, y'all can't, and what y'all can see, we can't. So
Mhm.
together it's like it's perfect. But I will say, once it gets unbalanced in like a toxic way, I feel like, Mike, on the planet right now, there's just toxic masculinity everywhere. And that's why I honor you so much, because you are a masculine man, and nothing about you is toxic masculinity, though. But there's so much of it manifesting on the planet right now. Why do you think that is?
Oh, well, thank you for that. But I see it a little bit different. I
Mhm.
don't see masculinity as toxic. I don't think it should be ever labeled toxic. Just like femininity, you don't hear people saying toxic femininity. It's
I
toxic.
say it. I say it.
Okay,
Brother
but
can
it's
get
toxic. It's toxic people. You
yes,
know,
yes, yes.
because I can conduct myself in a manner that one would say is very toxic. Like I could be very good at it, right? So, but that's not what I'm doing. That has
Mhm.
nothing to do with my masculinity. Matter of fact, I think we need to change these terms, right?
Yeah, you're
What
making
what,
me
y'all-
think differently.
what people are calling toxic masculinity is not masculine at all.
Yeah, you're right.
It's not, because the more masculine one becomes, just the more refined one becomes.
Right.
Think about masculinity is provision,
Uh-huh.
is protection, is guidance,
Yes.
leadership,
Yes.
right? Is empathy, protecting. Look at this. Look at our closest relatives in nature, the chimpanzees, and in their civilization, right? The alpha of the pack is not the biggest and strongest. He's
Mhm.
formidable. However, it's the one that has the most empathy, the one that's not letting the little ones get jumped,
Mhm.
stuff like that, right? I went down a rabbit hole on chimps a few years ago, and it was like fascinating.
Okay.
So these are characteristics of masculinity, right? Not the things that people attribute to toxic masculinity is a fallacy. Masculinity is so beautiful; it should never be tethered to
Toxic.
the word toxic. Neither should feminine. You know,
Love
man
this.
and woman is all there is. That's all we got. You
Yeah.
know, so we got to protect that. It's people who lack women who lack feminine characteristics,
Hmm.
problematic. Men who lack masculine characteristics, very problematic.
Damn. Yo, this is deep. I've never thought of it like this, but you're so right. You're so
Mhm.
freaking right, because the minute that we tie masculinity or femininity to the word toxic, it just messes up what it really is and what it really means. You're so freaking right. I'm going to rewrite the way that I say this, because
And
that is
it
like so true.
and it creates a chasm, right? It creates a us versus them. It should never be a man versus woman, woman
Mm-mm.
versus man. That should never be the thing, right?
Mm-mm.
A female that I know that I'm friends with, she was talking about some of the stuff going on in the media, and she said, "Well, what she said? How did she word it? It's a term. I don't want to mess it up, but believe all women or whatever that term is. Whenever they say that something happened to them, like believe them." I'm like,
Mhm.
that's just not wise. It's not wise.
Mm-mm.
You believe people, not her, not that person because she's a woman. If
Mhm.
you want to believe her because of her credibility, believe her because of whatever, but not because she's a woman.
Mhm.
Same with a guy, right?
Right.
So we got to do that. It's too. Unfortunately, people are tribal, but they should not be tribal in gender roles. That should
Right.
not ever be the case,
Yeah.
ever.
Yeah.
Right? We need each other, like for real. It's too many conversations, us first them.
Mhm.
For men and women, that's just crazy. I don't participate in those.
Mhm. Mhm. That's deep, Mike. That's deep,
Mhm.
because I've never like looked at it like this, but it's so right, because masculine is beautiful. feminine is beautiful. Like you said, that's all we got. That's all we
That's
got.
it. That's it. It's like, what else we gonna do? So yeah.
No. So okay. Then I ask you, Mike, how would you advise men to step more into their masculine energy? Like, what can they do to become more masculine? Coming from a very masculine man.
Yes, man. Thank you. Seek counsel. You know,
Mhm,
I have a mentor. I'm not trying to plug myself, but I do have a mentorship program.
mhm,
It's open to men and women, but it's primarily men. And it was initially for men, just to get the guys right. So a lot of the teaching is for men. And the first thing in the curriculum is emotional intelligence,
mhm,
right? And emotional resilience and things of that nature. It goes all the way down, all the way to being dangerous, right? But we start there because it's really a shame, Elizabeth, that school don't have curriculums on emotional
Yes.
EQ, emotional intelligence, right?
Yes.
Masters emotions, right? Because that's what we need to be. But anyway, that's where it needs to start, right? Because emotions, they're very complex, very
Mhm.
important, very
Yeah.
important. And I understand. I know that somebody look at me like I have to tell people in the community all the time, like I get it twisted because they be like, "How do I be like you? No emotion." I'm like, I got a lot of emotions, right?
Uh-huh.
I'm a very emotional and I am very sensitive person,
Uh-huh.
but I have mastery over it. I don't act on it, right?
Mhm,
I
mhm.
take beats. I take beats. And some of the practical ways of being able to detach your actions from your emotions is to be able to sit in silence,
Mhm,
be able
mhm.
to shut the F up, be able to sit in your, put the phone away, right?
Yes.
Get away from people for a while, pray,
Yes.
meditate.
Yes.
Look, I strive to pray 5 times a day, right?
Mm,
So that's 5 times a day that I'm getting away from everything and everybody.
mm,
And listen, I remember even this morning, I had some tightness in my back.
mhm.
I wanted to hurry up and get to the gym so I could start warming up. I like, bro, get still and pray,
Mhm.
right?
Yeah.
Especially when it's not convenient, right?
Yeah.
Let me explain why. So you're just talking about the different areas of the brain.
Mhm.
Now, one thing I'm very fascinated in is the limbic system
Yeah.
versus your prefrontal cortex, right?
Yes. Yes.
So the limbic system is, that ain't for those who don't know, that's what's considered our reptile brain, our
Mhm.
ancient brain, right? Li- Uh, Frontal lobe or cerebral cortex. The frontal lobe is the more we developed it over the last 200,000 years,
Mhm.
excuse me, and that's our executive brain. That's what literally makes us human.
Yes.
So that's what gives us language,
Yep.
the ability to think complex ideas,
Mhm.
form
Rational.
societies, have
Mhm.
empathy, so on and so forth.
Yes.
Limbic is, that's where your amygdala is. So fear, anxiety, survival, right?
Yep.
Now we have evolved we're not, there's no survival no more, right?
Mm,
That's not a thing.
mm-mm.
But we have not evolved that to chill out, that amygdala.
Yes.
So, and the brain, everything costs energy, right?
Mhm.
So utilizing your brain in the limbic area is a lot less energy than the cerebral cortex, right?
Mhm.
So
Mhm.
your brain, you wanna sleep in. You
Yes.
wanna do all of the things that's
Yeah.
connected to your limbic. So if somebody says something disrespectful to you, you wanna return favor, right?
Mhm.
That's
Mhm.
the limbic. If you see an attractive person, you wanna just forget anything and just do what you want to do.
Yeah.
Limbic, right?
Yep.
That cake, you want to eat it.
Mhm.
Limbic. But
Yeah.
this is what people got to understand. Everything associated with your decisions in your limbic system, right, is investing in bad luck, right? Let's say it's food. Let's say every time you see some delicious food or whatever, or sweet, fatty food, you eat it.
Mhm.
You're serving yourself in a temper right now because it tastes delicious. I
Uh-huh.
get it. It tastes good, right?
Uh-huh. Uh-huh.
But you are investing into diabetes or heart
Yes.
disease,
Yes.
fat,
Yes.
so you there's not one thing tethered to the limbic system with an immediate reaction based on that's good for you. You can't
Mm-mm.
pull up one thing. So people got to be mindful of that and always consciously default to the cerebral cortex, to the frontal lobe to what's more difficult. Oh yeah, you want to eat that? Don't.
Yeah.
Not a good idea. Oh, they said what? You want to say? Don't say it. Just don't
Right.
send the text.
Yeah.
Here's the thing too. When you do that, you realize, especially dealing with people, it's never that bad. You know,
No.
because I'm speaking from experience. I've been one to with a very active limbic system back in my day.
Mm-hmm.
I have to do this. I have to say that. I have to do this, and I do it, and it always don't work out for me
Yeah.
in the long run. I never feel good about what I've done. You know,
Right. Right. Yeah. I mean, Stephen Covey, 7 Habits of Highly Successful People. You have to create that space between stimulus and response so you can
Correct.
make a conscious decision in between. You can't just be a walking reaction. Take space. Make sure
No
you
reaction at all. No
no,
reaction.
no,
I love
no.
what
But you know what's crazy, Mike? Okay, so you talk about the brain. I'm so interested in the brain. So did you know that when you're small and your brain is developing as like a young child, if you're bombarded with stress and trauma in a toxic family home and all these problems and issues, do you know that your amygdala is actually bigger than another person that didn't have that trauma? So now it's like your response, your automatic response to the stimulus is much harder to break and create that space because automatically your brain has been developing with, that blood flow going to your hindbrain. So it's like for people like you, I'm sure your childhood wasn't like fairies and freaking unicorns, I mean, my childhood was not either. So for people to be able to, I'm just saying it from experience, you can create that space to make a conscious thought. It's not what you want to do because people want to react. Like you said, they want the piece of cake. They want to go talk to the person, they want to go do the things. But when you make an intentional conscious thought, I mean, that's when your life begins to bloom because you're not just reacting to the stimulus that is around you all the time. So like literally, I call them people walking reactions. You have no consciousness in there. It's crazy. It's crazy. But
You're so right. You're so right.
right.
I didn't know that about the amygdala, but it makes perfect sense. You're
Yes.
training that muscle,
Mhm.
right? So
Exactly.
it's good at giving you those robust reactions.
Yes, yes. That's why I tell people journaling, right? 8 to 10 minutes of journaling a day activates the left side of your prefrontal cortex, which is your logic. It is your planning. It's your organization. So if you do that 8 to 10 minutes a day, you're going to have a better day. You'll be more focused. The automatic responses will turn down. But it's like people, like you said, we need to be taught these things. It's like they don't teach you these things in school. And then you're just walking around reacting because you think it's normal. You think it's normal. But
And you feel validated,
yes,
for a
yes,
split second. But
right.
anybody with a little bit of consciousness, they after they've done it,
Yeah.
they kind of regret it, you know.
Hmm. Yeah,
And,
yeah.
and people got to understand this too. Like you have mastery when you don't react.
Hmm.
You
Yeah.
have mastery, and that's what you want, right?
Yeah.
Not everything is worth your attention.
Mm-mm,
Not everything is worth a response.
mm-mm.
And when you take beats, come back to it later, you see that it doesn't even look the same,
Right.
right? It's not
Yes.
even that big of a deal.
Yeah.
So, and you giving yourself time to think, to have more clarity. I'll use chess as an example. I play chess on my phone often on chess.com, and I'm always in doing a bunch of things. So I'll be doing it in between things, and I can play really fast. When I play fast like that, I make mistakes.
Hmm. Hmm.
When I take my time, and it's
Yeah.
boring to take your time, it's like
Yeah.
it's just
Right.
more. I see more. I'm like, oh dang, I would have did that if I didn't take that time. So
Right.
that's a little small. It's seemingly not serious or not important exercise, but it's a very important exercise because I get that exercise being patient.
Hmm.
I get
Hmm.
that exercise. You don't have to move right now. Just take your time. You got 5 minutes to move. Take your
Yes.
time. You
Yes.
know. So, and there's people that I play that do that, that take their time, and I don't know if they're doing it intentionally or they're just doing other things,
Mhm.
but it kind of aggravates me. It makes me impatient, and it's like a tactic to help them win. So
Yeah.
I had to like employ that, and I try to do that when I do play chess. I don't do it a whole lot because it's kind of a it's not productive, like because I got so much to do. But when I do play, I try to like take my time.
No, it is productive though, Mike. It is productive because it activates your forebrain, your brain here. So my kid is obsessed with chess, and I'm like, go ahead and play chess all day if you want to, because that is all frontal lobe activity. Chess is, because it's
Yes,
planning.
ma'am.
You're trying to intentionally make the next move so you win because you're thinking 5 steps ahead. That is not hindbrain thought. So like
Not,
you're
not.
activating your forebrain, which is a good thing. I know you're
Mhm.
busy though.
Yeah, it'd be the busyness. It's like, yo, you just spent 30 minutes doing a game, so that's all. But at least I will do. I know I'm using this my brain, so
Mhm.
it was getting something out of it. But everything I do, I got to use my brain, so it's not like
Mhm.
that's just an escape, and it's cool. We need that every now and then.
Yeah.
Sometimes we gotta realize, like, look, you gotta. And I was thinking about this morning. You know, I'm so legacy focused to where I don't really have a life. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, yo, you have to live the life. You
Yeah.
have to enjoy the moments.
Yeah.
So that's something that popped up this morning while I was sitting in silence,
Uh-huh.
and something that I'm gonna be more intentional about.
Yeah. Yeah. That's hard for me too, Mike, because it's like I feel like my work is my purpose, which is my life. So it's
Mhm.
like all day, every day, I just want to work because it's my purpose. I have this message and I just want people to hear it and heal from it. And so it's like, I don't know. My enjoyment comes attached to my work. You know what I'm saying? I don't know.
Yes,
I much rather work all night than go to a club, you know?
oh, for sure. I understand that
Yeah.
100%.
Yeah.
So your purpose, you say your purpose is work,
Well, it's not work, but it's like,
but
it's
your work, not
my
the work,
work.
your work.
Yeah. It's like, that's my purpose. Like I have a message. I have a deep, like, I don't know, there's like a fire in my stomach that I feel like I need to go to the top of the mountain and shout it to the entire earth. I want people to heal. I feel the pain on the planet. Like I feel it. And I see that we can help people, usher people into healing and feeling better. So that's all my life is focused on. I was literally just having this conversation because I was taking Sunday off because the same thought. I'm meditating and I'm
Mhm.
like, you know what, you need to enjoy your life, go just relax, just relax. And so Sunday came around, I took it off, but I was bored. I was literally walking around in circles. I'm like, okay, like, do I sit, watch a movie? I'm like, so by 5 o'clock, I was like, all right, let me just sit down and get back to work. Like,
Right,
do
right.
it. I
Nah,
mean,
but what you said is key. Um, I don't think it's really work at that point. It's just purpose. It's just
mhm,
purpose.
mhm,
Work
mhm.
is something that a term that we use to quantify our the time that we're doing to make money or whatever. But it's purpose. You just living in purpose, and I
Yeah.
think that's a beautiful thing.
Yes. Yeah.
And
Because I had to calm myself down because it's like we judge ourselves like, oh, you're a workaholic. You never shut off. You don't spend time with your friends. It's all these, judgments. But I feel like, it's a balance. Yes. But if you are living in your purpose on purpose daily, I don't think there's a problem with that at all.
yes, ma'am. I
At
agree.
all. Yeah.
Yeah, I agree. Because I would say no. I have no pushback on that at all. I agree with
Mm-hmm.
you. Yeah, because
Mm-hmm.
that's how I live my life.
Yes.
It's
Yes.
it's it's you know. So a guy was asking me questions this morning, and he been asking me questions for a while, but I barely responded to him today. And it was interesting because he was like, "How do you reconcile?" I'm paraphrasing, but it was something like, "How do you reconcile being having wealth and there's so many people struggling?" And it's interesting he said that, right? Because I do feel a way about how, you know, I'm in a small percentage of people who have, you know, wealth. But I'm not in that tiny percent of the
Mm-hmm.
people that control all the wealth.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't like the fact that there's such a huge dichotomy in society with
Yes.
people who have and people who do not. I'm not
Yeah.
comfortable with it, right?
Mm-hmm.
However, I told him this. This is just my truth. I said, "Well, here's the thing, sir. My my fight is not everybody in the world is struggling. That's just I'm not. That's not me. I'm sorry. My priority is myself first, then
Mm-hmm.
my family, then my friend, my community, and it grows out from there. But I have to start here. And I said,
Yes.
and I can't help nobody if I'm not good. I have to have abundance to give.
Abs-
So, and the more I get, the more I want to do. This is where I've been at lately, Liz. And people don't like when I talk like this, people in my family. But when I die, I don't want to have any money when I die.
Uh-huh.
I don't want to have nothing when I die.
Uh-huh.
I want to have burnt through it and gave it away, right?
Yeah.
Because
Yeah.
here's the thing: if my kids need my money, then I didn't teach them properly,
Yeah.
right? I
Yeah.
don't want them to need nothing from me, and we're working on it now. So outside of that, it's like, of course, wifey is fine. So it's like, what do I need anything for?
Mm-hmm.
And you look at some of my ancestors, the Kemites, they were very foolish. The rich ones thinking that they can die and take their wealth with them.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
They have their gold and their sarcophagus,
Yeah.
pets, their cats.
Right.
Like, well, it's not. They're gonna open that up and take all of those nice things.
Mm-hmm.
You're gonna deteriorate, right? So
Yes.
it's like, and it's like this. I've been sitting in this. What good, all right, let's talk about wealth and having an abundance.
Mm-hmm.
Wealth
Mm-hmm.
financially, intellectually, information, physical strength, wealth, robustness, abundance. What good is it if it's not being given away or shared with people?
Yes.
You know, that's like
Right.
watching somebody just like, hey, everybody, I got all of this stuff. You're like, so what? How's that helping us? You know what I mean? So yeah, that's where my head's been at. I've been thinking about that a lot lately.
That's deep, Mike. That's deep because, well, you know what? You said something key that a lot of people don't understand. And I think that's the reason for people's just kind of unconscious behavior is because it starts with you. Like it starts with you. You have to take care of you first. There are so many people that are just pouring into others, pouring into others, and then they have nothing left for themselves. And it's like, you can't be an inspiration to anybody if you're pouring from an empty cup and you're sitting there depleted. So it's like you have to take care of you before even your family, because if you're no good, how are you going to provide for your family, right? So yeah, I mean, people got to get their priorities in order, and it starts with you. It does. It starts
Yeah,
with this.
yeah. It's interesting because I know people who have, they were trying to like go on that like some kind of activism role and stuff like that, and it's just talk. They're just saying things, and I'm like, yo, you need to get your life together. Like, how you gonna help somebody? You need help. It was somebody that asked me for help one time because they're trying to. I'm like, that doesn't even add up. The
Hmm.
math is not math, and
Yeah.
you
Yeah.
can't do for nobody if you're in lack, right?
Hmm.
And you shouldn't be trying to do. That's crazy because here I'm gonna say this. I haven't sat with this a lot. This is just coming to me right now, but helping people is kind of egotistical, right? Because
Hmm.
like, oh, I helped them. You know what I'm saying? Oh, I got you. And I can speak from experience, right? Just being like the man, right?
Yeah.
Like I
Yeah.
told my son one year we were sitting talking. I said, yo, don't be like me. He's like, what do you mean? I said, you don't gotta be the man, right? Because I was telling him like, you just feel depleted all the time, right?
Yeah.
Because this is what happens. Now, this is a little bit different, right? This is just being too giving and whatever. You start turning people into users. I did that.
Mm.
People that were not users, I created an environment for them to be. It's like, how could they not?
Oh, right.
And then I would like, you go further down the line, then I would test them. I'm like, and they would like do it. It's no embarrassment. I'm like, damn. But that's my fault though, because
Uh-huh.
it's kind of like police
Enable.
entrapping somebody, you know,
Yeah.
or
Enable.
those pranks where they put a wallet by somebody with money hanging out and say, "Can I
Uh-huh.
steal it?" Of
Yeah.
course, I would take it, right? I would take it. You know what I'm saying? So it's like you're creating such an unrealistic environment for people
Yeah.
because it makes you feel good. Look, why would like previous relationships? I used to go super hard fast, right?
Mhm. Mhm.
Why? And I would justify it like I care about her. I want her to have these things. But my brother in here, Sean, he one time he said with an ex a while ago, he says, "Bro, you've done more for her than I've done for my wife." and he's an excellent. He has a beautiful family, right? And his wife is blessed. And I was like, damn, you're right, because it was a shorter period of time, and then I felt like I couldn't stop because I've been doing it already. You know what I'm saying? So it's just like, you know, I'm in a wonderful relationship right now, and it's like I was like using my executive brain and being moving slow, right?
Yeah.
And being more practical, because part of a man's ego is like, I'm gonna buy her all of this stuff so she know she with the one. Who else gonna do this? Right?
Right.
That's not the proper way of thinking, you
No.
know. It is for like limbic people, the limbic body people, right?
Olympic people. Yeah.
But
Yeah.
also it's like, because and I've been this guy, Elizabeth. That's why I could talk about this. I used to be like, look, I could fuck everybody up, and I'd be at dinner so arrogant. It'd be me, my shorty, other couples, and if somebody said somebody I didn't like, I would like make kind of like belittle him with intellect and a little disrespect in front of his girl. He can't say nothing, and like she should be mine. She's mine then. You know what I'm saying? And that's ego. That's heavy ego. You know. And I'm not gonna lie, like that was like that was the 2021, 2022 mic, and that wasn't a good mic. It wasn't a good mic. You know? Yeah.
Well, you know what, Mike? You're so self-aware. I mean, even as we're talking, things are coming to you that no one even recognizes within themselves. Who even says helping people could be out of ego for you? You know what I'm saying? Like, that's so, like, you're looking at yourself. Like, could this be, and that's how people elevate, is being able to turn the mirror around and say, like, hey, am I doing this out of ego, or am I really doing this out of the fullness of my heart? You know what I'm saying? So, like,
Right.
it's incredible that you can learn to recognize these things. What do you think changed that about you? So you said that was 2021, 2022. What shifted in you?
I'll show you. Hold
on.
So this is the spiritual foundation that I was raised on, right? This right here is the supreme wisdom. This is lessons that Master Farad Muhammad taught Honorable Elijah Muhammad, right? I grew up on this, and what had happened was, as you get older and start making money and success, and keep in mind, I've made money all my life, so money is not new to me. Yeah. It just used to be illegal before, right? But so I'm making legal money, I'm doing all these things, and just life is good. I drifted away from my spiritual foundation, I drifted away from a very cosmic and spiritual wisdom that keeps people in line, right? And I have to. It's about self-awareness. You mentioned that. I have the self-awareness to know that I need rules, because not everybody needs rules, right? I do. I need to tether myself to discipline and structure and rules, because if not, I would be very destructive to myself. Because back when I was away from my teachings, I was a polygamist. I was partying. I was, intimidating people. It wasn't good energy. It wasn't good vibes. I wasn't eating healthy. And the fact that I'm in good shape, it kind of hides that. You don't see it. But I remember being like with my shorty back then. I'll be embarrassed because I'm in bed eating snacks, and I would be thinking like, "Yo, what are you doing?" I always had that devil angel on my shoulders.
Yeah.
He's like, "Yo, what are you doing? What are you're laying down eating snacks? You eating snacks?" Which is crazy for me because I don't do that. But I had a period to where I was doing that. Look, I'll be transparent. I was doing drugs. I was doing like Molly, and I was drinking alcohol. So
I mean,
we wasn't in our right
we get
mind.
away from our spirituality sometimes. I think when we get away from God, because I experienced it, Mike. I experienced it too. Like, I got away from God for the past like 4 or 5 years, and I had this underlying anxiety at all times because I got away from God. Yeah. So you just got tethered back to God in your spiritual practice, and so that brought you back. Did you notice, like, a big shift in your life after you shifted out of that energy?
I did 100%. I'll
Yeah.
tell you, I'll tell you the first of all, I have more peace, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
Second of all, just I met the woman of my dream,
Mm.
the
Mm.
perfect prototype. Wasn't
Yeah.
even looking,
Uh-huh.
right? And I was clear minded to see it
Yeah.
clearly, right?
Mm.
Another thing, the connections, like other, because like Muslims like really stick together,
Mhm.
right? And Muslims are, are very religious people, and they stick to the book, so
Mhm.
they're good people. I think most religious people are good people.
Mhm.
People that really try to stick to their rules, from my experience, even Mormons, whatever, I
Yeah.
think they're pretty good people, right?
Discipline. Yeah. Very
Right.
disciplined. Mhm.
But when you're in the same fraternity, it's like they come.
Mm.
And so, just the connections is crazy. The brotherhood is just beautiful, is dope. Like it really enhanced my life to a high degree. And I was still friends with my Muslim friends when I wasn't doing the things, but it was just a little different. It was a little different.
Mhm. Mhm.
Like, it might kind of tripping right now. So and now it's interesting because now I see it with some of the other bros that's like kind of like, smoking a lot or whatever. You just see a different energy,
Uh-huh.
right? And we all businessmen, so we all, got things going on, and we're talking about ideas. And there's one person in particular that, I could tell he's always high, right? And
Mm.
not everybody can handle that. I know
Mhm.
people that can.
Mhm.
Not
Mhm.
everybody can handle that. You know what
Yeah.
I mean? So, and he
Mhm.
can't. So it's like, and look, I'm not preaching to people about alcohol or drugs or nothing like that. But just from my observations, if you're trying to do certain things in life, that stuff holds you back, right?
Mhm.
Like I got my barber is my brother. Matter of fact, you met him, the guy with the dreadlocks. He came with me. He was at your house back
Yeah,
when we
yeah,
came
yeah.
out. Yeah,
I
but he
remember.
was a pothead, and I
Ah.
accepted him. Whatever, I didn't care. He was straight.
Uh-huh.
And but we would talk. I would tell him about just different plays that he can take with his business to like, because
Yeah.
I'm like, yo, people love you. Like he's a well known barber, right?
Uh-huh.
But I would tell him plays that can make him lots of money, and he wouldn't do it.
Mm.
And then I'm like, I said, I'm gonna stop telling you, just whatever. You ain't gonna do it anyway.
Mhm.
And then he stopped smoking. It's crazy. He started doing. He didn't even come back to me like, hey, what was that thing again? He
Uh-huh.
remembered. He put that into play. Started doing teaching barbers this and that, having events. He redid his shop, put the dope light, like crazy. And his mood, they used to play like the most ignorant, stupid music. And
Mhm.
I would be like, you like this? He's like, back when he was high all the time, he'd be like, nah, I know it sucks, but I like it. He said that. I like, that's so weird. That's so weird. But now that stuff don't come on no more. And I said, why you don't be playing your stuff? He says, I can't listen to that no more. Like, you know what I'm saying? So I watched him in real time. I'm like, wow, very impressive.
Yeah.
So I understand it feels good, right? Um, look, I did ecstasy back in the day. That felt great, right?
Uh-huh.
It didn't help me. It held me back. You know what I mean? But I
Yeah.
watched him in real time just accelerate all his things.
Uh-huh. Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's interesting that you talk about that, Mike, because I'll be transparent. And, like I said, I got a little bit away from God in the past 5 years. I that underlying anxiety that I had, I would have to smoke before I went to sleep. Like it just got a lot towards, the last, I mean, in probably January, February, March, it got pretty bad. And what I realized is like I had a big life debacle. And that life debacle, that day, I stopped smoking weed because it's like, no, now you got to get your life together. You have to be focused. You have to
Mhm.
have the energy to keep going. You have to be clear. You can't, I completely stopped. And for those 2 months that I was not using cannabis, it's like, yo, I built a new business. I launched a new podcast. I'm launching a tour. I'm
Love
doing a
that.
retreat. I'm doing like mentoring
Yeah.
programs. But you can't do that if you have that substance that's like lowering your energy down. And you know what? I'm not against marijuana. I'm not against MDMA. I'm not against any of the things. Well, alcohol, I'm a little bit against because I don't find any type of positivity from that substance. But as far as like the beautiful plants on the planet, they were put here for a reason, I feel like, for us to enhance consciousness, but to use it in a balanced way, not in a toxic way. It's like you have to figure out, are you using this substance to be able to self-soothe a feeling within you, you know? And that's the point when you have to realize, no, your spirit has to be stronger than that stimulus on the outside. You know, you got to be stronger than that substance, or else the substance is controlling you. And if the substance is controlling you, then you're not walking in your divine power by any means. You're walking in that substance's frequency, which is that frequency of that, you know? So, I mean, yes.
And you're handicapped, right?
Yes.
Because now here's the thing. You have to get back to a normal baseline level without substances. But guess what? It's going to suck in between time, right? So if life does present itself, if problems present themselves at the time when you're on, you're not going to deal with it the right way, you know? So it's really handicapping yourself, and it's better. Like, so you made a point, you said that I have to give you pushback on this. You said, you know, it's put on this planet for a reason, but everything was strychnine, poison ivy, like opium, you know, all of these things is right here. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It's not necessarily ideal. Now, let's bird's eye view. I could be wrong, but I think when I get older, like an old man, I'm gonna drink, I'm gonna do all kind of stuff, right? It seemed like it'd be fun. It's like, what else? Like, why wouldn't I, right? So I look at my parents and they having a ball right now.
I love that.
I'm like, yo, what y'all tripping? Okay. We was at a family wedding in Florida, and I'm just watching them having fun, and it was fun watching them. I didn't participate, but I'm like, I think I'm gonna do that when I'm older. You know what I mean? So it's like, do you deserve it? I think that I speak to people, you know, I'm dealing with people in a mentorship capacity. So I just say no substances, right? Because it's not going to help you. What I'm trying to get y'all to is not going to help y'all. But then outside of that, just in normal people I know, whatever, it's like, you don't deserve to be smoking weed or drinking this or whatever. And what does that mean? Well, your life ain't where you want it to be. And all of that stuff is a hindrance. Just like training somebody, when I'm getting people right, and they come to me like, yo, can I get a cheat meal? Get out my face. No cheat meal. You just cut all of that out, because get to the baseline where you want to be. And then you can, and then this is the beautiful part about it, Liz. I'm like, go for it then, but you don't want to then. You love your life so much. So let me tell you about one time I did LSD, acid, right? Incredible experience, right? The next day, you know what I did? I'm getting ready for the gym, and I was thinking to myself, I love my life too much to keep doing that. My life is too dope for that. That was fun, but my life, you know, so when you get yourself to where you need to be, you don't want anything that's going to throw that off, you know?
Yes, that's true.
But it takes like somebody really that's doing the things to stop doing them for a while, and also get their lives to where they want to be. Even like with the cheat meal with your fitness, when you chubby or whatever, or you're just not ideal, and you get ideal, you ain't thinking about no cheat meal. Nah, I like abs. I like my abs too much. I'm good. Listen, I don't think about no junk. I don't eat for 12 hours, you know, I eat like every day like it's Ramadan. You know what I'm saying? So, and I'm not even thinking about messing it up, because like, I like how I look.
Yeah. How did you get that discipline? You're so disciplined, and so many people have so much trouble with that. How did you get there, Mike? I mean, it's like people can't just do that, you know? It's so hard for people.
Partly my father, and the supreme wisdom. So in one of our books, it's called How to Eat to Live. This book was written so long ago, and nutritionists, science, they're like barely picking up on what we were taught years ago. eating 1 meal a day, fasting, all of this stuff, right? That's in
Mhm.
our books, right?
Mhm.
So, and part of how we're prescribed to eat is 1 meal a day. So that's why I've been on that for so long, you know.
Mm. Mhm.
So, so yeah, it's normal for me. If
Mhm.
you ever have the opportunity, and maybe you can be our guest at some point to come out to like Savior's Day, which
Mhm.
is once a year, and you see all the members, you're gonna be like, wow,
Mm.
everybody looks clear skin, flat stomachs,
Mhm.
healthy, light, so much
Mm.
manners, you know.
Mm.
I'm rough around the edges, but sometimes some of the brothers will come here and Sean meet him and he's like, wow, they're so yes, ma'am, yes, sir, very polite, you
Wow.
know. So that's just how that's just part of our, like I said, rules. We got so many rules.
Right.
And people look at, especially they look at Islam as oppressive, but it's not at all. It's very freeing, right?
Mhm. Mhm.
When you have rules in place from a good source, that's love. That's
Mhm.
love. Because when you don't look, I can use myself as an example. When I walked away from my rules, I was bumping my head a lot, not feeling
Mhm.
good,
Mhm.
not treating myself good, not being a good leader, right?
Mhm.
But being tethered to my rules is beautiful.
Mm.
And my lady looks at me in a certain way because I'm so rule oriented. You know,
Yes.
I
Yeah.
can do the things, but I'm not. It's better
Yeah.
to not do them when you can do them. You know.
Right. Right. I think that's where a lot of people miss and why a lot of relationships fail, Mike, because it's like you have to be rooted in some sort of purpose with
Yes.
a greater source than you.
Hmm.
And I
Right.
don't feel like if that greater source is in your relationship, I don't feel like relationships will ever work if God source
And
energy is
you're
not
right.
there first.
Because you gotta look. Those are the relationships that last.
Yes.
You know.
Yeah. Yeah.
Look, religious people are dope to me. You know what I'm saying? Because they structured up out the
Mm-hmm.
way. You
Hmm.
know, they're
Yeah.
not doing certain things. You
Hmm.
know,
Yeah.
so and you don't have to. It's not all boring. Like I know people look at rules. They look at all these things as boring. I look at it as beautiful. I look at it as strength. It's power. That's how I
Mm-hmm.
see it. Because
Yes.
I'm a person who's played on both sides. You
Uh-huh.
know,
Uh-huh.
I've been the one moving around how I wanted to, and it was like, damn, this is. I feel stupid right now.
Mm.
Damn, I got myself into this. You know,
Mm-hmm.
so it's just beautiful on my side, and maybe with my age too. You know, I'm 48, so I'm wiser
Mm-hmm.
and I see things more clearly now. You know,
Mm-hmm.
but I think it's ultimately my experiences when I'm away is
Mm-hmm.
not that fun. You
Yeah.
know.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Well, I think a lot of us too, Mike, are kind of almost addicted to our stress hormones. And so we create drama and then it feels good to us because it's like our body is craving cortisol and adrenaline when
Limbic
really,
body. That's that limbic body.
yes, yes.
Yeah.
And it's like your body is addicted. So you're going to go out and find the drama and find the drugs and find the parties and find the trouble because your body is calling for those things. So it's like you learn that once you're in a healed state, and I don't feel like perfectly healed, but at least of consciousness, then it's like, it doesn't, it's not the same. It's like, you're just not making the same decisions at all. And it's like the boring and the peacefulness of the boringness is beautiful. I love stillness.
This is what happens. I'm gonna show you what happens. I'm using it in relationship context, right? So before old Mike, you know, VIP bottle service at all the spots, strip club, 20 grand. Here, y'all throw the money, right? Whatever. Vegas, whatever, right? And then when regular life hits, like, damn, what should we do, right?
Yeah.
Now, flip to boring, right? So early morning up, right? Meditation, prayer, whatever, gym,
Yeah.
hard workout, sauna, bam, then I'm in here. Wifey, similar regimen,
Uh-huh.
right? When we have our little movie nights, it's
Mhm.
the vibes. It's like
Yeah.
the vibe. It's so. We have a in our notes, the shared notes, all the
Uh-huh.
movies we want to see. We check off the ones that we want to see. You know what I'm
Uh-huh.
saying?
Uh-huh.
That we've seen. It's
Yeah.
like so much fun, right?
Yeah.
Now, I'm not saying we're not gonna go turn up. We're not gonna go
Mhm.
to Turks, so we're not going to go to wherever, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
That's coming. But you get to appreciate. I One of my favorite things is just dinner, where her making dinner, because she cooks
Mhm.
really good. I love her
Mhm.
food. I don't
Mhm.
even want to eat out.
Mhm.
So those little moments are special again, right?
Yeah. Yes.
So think about this. It's a thing. I kind of coined this phrase, spiritual diabetes.
Mm.
So diabetes is when people are doing too much with carbs, with sugars, spiking their insulin too much to where they don't have no insulin sensitivity no more, right?
Yep. Yep.
And then they're gonna die. All of the
Mhm.
problems cascade, and it's a wrap.
Yes.
It's the same with your spiritual world, right? Your pleasure. When I'm gonna speak to sex, right? That kind of pleasure, because I was there. I had spiritual diabetes that I had to heal myself of.
Mhm.
So full transparency, I was in polygamous relationships,
Mhm.
and it wasn't like separate. It's like we're all together, and so when it was time to be intimate, we're all together.
Mhm.
And it was like to where I didn't want to do anything if it wasn't all of us, you know? Because this
Mhm.
one on one is not, it's like, it's boring. Now I don't want to, I'll go to bed. You know?
Mm. Mhm.
It's like, that's crazy, right? I remember a time when if my leg is sitting and the girl is sitting and our legs touch, I'm like, whoa, right? It's special. Now it's like, no, naked, I don't care. Someone, I don't care, right?
Uh-huh.
I had
Uh-huh.
to purge myself I had to abstain for a long time to get my system back to where a hug feels great. You know,
Right. Yeah.
this is why I won't even hug a woman that's not my woman or my family.
Uh-huh. Uh-huh.
It's not appropriate. So because that's supposed to be special, it's a physical. That's a very intimate thing, right?
Yeah.
So these are that's the spiritual diabetes I'm talking about. Like you become numb. I
Yes.
was that guy. I'm speaking from experience. Liz, cars, right? Like nice things,
Yeah.
watches, whatever. Nothing made. I'm like, I don't really care no more. Like, got a new car. It's like nobody's even gonna see me in this.
Uh-huh.
You know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah.
so, and I remember how it used to be like, oh man, I got it. I'm looking out the window. Damn, I can't wait to. I'll go. Y'all need me to go somewhere? I'll go. Always want to be in the car. Then it
Uh-huh.
got to where I don't even like driving. you
Uh-huh.
know.
Uh-huh.
So I'm still not over that. I think I burnt myself out on that, right?
Yeah.
So, but that's fine because I don't need to be spending money on those things.
Uh-huh.
But the little things should be special, and when
Yeah.
they're not, because this is what's dangerous that people have to realize, especially men. So men and women are wired differently, right?
Mm-hmm.
Very primitive, and we have accelerated our society and technology and everything way faster than our brains can evolve and
Mm-hmm.
adjust. So I could talk about food and I could talk about sex, right? So food, it's very logical why most people are overweight. It's very logical.
Mm-hmm.
When we eat food, the more novel the food is, so the more sweet or salty or fatty,
Mm-hmm.
those pleasure sensors are going crazy, right?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Dopamine is going crazy. Why?
Yes.
Because when we didn't have this influx of food and food
Mm-hmm.
like substances, it was hard to get food.
Yes.
So for evolutionary purposes, our bodies develop like pleasure associated with eating, so that
Mm-hmm.
we can get our asses up and go hunt when we
Mm-hmm.
needed to. You
Mm-hmm.
know what I'm saying? So we haven't evolved to the point to where there's Uber Eats. Like our brains don't realize it, so we
Yes.
just overdo it.
Yeah.
The same with sex. So they did a study on these guys. I forgot how many men, 12 or so men, and they put these nodes on their brains and on their their things down there, and they had them watch pornography, right? And to measure their arousal in their brain and their arousal in their erection, the firmness of the erection. And everybody was like, all normal, whatever. And then
Mm-hmm.
after a few days, they're watching the same movies every day.
Yeah.
And then guess what happens? Is the arousal start going down.
Yep.
So
Yep.
then they would switch it, bam, go back up. So
Mm-hmm.
for people, well, men are programmed for novelty, right? Because that was uh, an evolutionary advantage, right?
Mm-hmm.
Because if you have sex with this lady right here, then she's on lock. She's locked down for 9 months. So go do it again, because there was a time when there was like one person per square mile. So,
Mhm.
and we all are programmed to populate the earth. People are only horny because of our wiring, our programming to pass on that data, that DNA.
Yeah.
So we're not thinking like, I don't need kids or whatever. We're
Yeah.
thinking like, damn, I feel horny. So you
Yeah.
keep going, keep going, keep going.
Mhm.
So that's why, and I tell like the young guy, like, yo, don't have sex. What are you having sex for? What are you
Mhm.
having sex for? It's not your wife.
Mhm.
You're messing yourself up and you're messing her up. So don't.
Yes.
I
Yes.
can go down, I can speak for days on why people should not be having sex if they're not married.
Mhm.
They should
Mhm.
not be doing it. They shouldn't.
You know what, Mike? I think I agree with that, because it's like you share so much energy. I mean, sexual energy is the most powerful energy in the universe, I think, because that is the creation energy. That's how life is started. That's the energy that begins the Big Bang. You know what I'm saying? It's the most powerful energy. And if you're intertwining your energy with people out here, you don't know where they've been, who they've been with, their traumas, I mean, all that stuff gets on you, on you. So it's like I almost agree, Mike. It's sexuality and sexual intercourse, and just it should be sacred. And if you look at ancient times, it was so sacred back then. It's not like how it is these days. And guys, unfortunately, it's just pornography has really ruined a lot of boys and men out here, because your dopamine receptors get worn out. So now you need all of this extra stimulus. Now you have erectile dysfunction because you've been watching porn for 5 years. You know
Mhm.
what I'm saying? It's just twisted
Yeah.
and backwards.
Yeah. There's a lot of guys who have ED. There's nothing physically wrong with them.
No.
There's something
Mm-mm.
mentally wrong with them.
Yes.
But let's say for women as well, right? Women are the gatekeepers to sex.
Mm-hmm.
The
Mm-hmm.
stakes are high
Yeah.
because y'all can get impregnated, and the guy, most likely, the guy leaves. He doesn't stick around.
Mm-hmm.
So
Mm-hmm.
you shouldn't have sex with people unless they give you that ultimate commitment. Now, here's the thing, young guys, I tell them, I'm like, look, you're gonna, y'all gonna have sex, and you're gonna think you love each other because it feels so good. Y'all make each other feel good,
Mm-hmm.
and think about it. It's like nobody really wants to just have sex with everybody, right?
Mm-hmm.
So, damn, she gave it up to you. She feels obligated. She got to make that work.
Mm-hmm.
You convinced her to give it to you. You got to like try to be a good dude.
Mm-hmm.
But y'all may not even be ready mentally, emotionally, none of that. But y'all trying to make it work because y'all love each other. But it's just those feelings because of y'all having sex. That's why
Mm-hmm.
you got to take that off the table. If that's not on the table, it's different, right? I think that people should be very rational and practical about their commitments, their relationships,
Yeah. Yeah.
because that's a partnership, hopefully for life,
Mm-hmm.
So whatever it is, it's a partnership. So, but when you start out with sex, the wirings is off. I've been there. I've been there. Like I see, like, damn, I don't know if I can fuck with that, but I love this chick, and I've been spending all this time. I'm spending money. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You start developing all of these reasons to make it work when it probably shouldn't. You shouldn't have been there. But if you're not being intimate like that, then you have mastery over the situation to really see it for what it is.
Yes.
Right? And if you got to break it off, it's no biggie. We're not,
Right.
like you said, we're not mixing
Right.
that. We're not, together
Yeah.
like that. So yeah, sex is very powerful. It should be special. America makes it not special.
Yeah. Well, they sexualize everything. Everything is sexualized.
When you see Kanye West with his wife like naked, it's like, bro, what do you do? Why would you
What
do that?
the fuck
Why would
is
you do that?
that? Why?
That's the good old American way, good old American culture, right?
Look, look.
American culture is European culture. I'm gonna
Mm,
show you. America is broke off from Britain, from
uh-huh.
Great. This is an extension of Britannia,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
All of America used to be like all of Europe, right?
Uh-huh.
Till Haiti beat France. France sold New Orleans to America because New Orleans was like 13 states, like a big chunk of the country. So after
Mhm.
that, because America used to be, before the land was stolen, it was all of the European countries all over here,
Yeah.
just like it is in Europe. There's
Uh-huh.
enemies bordering each other.
Uh-huh.
This is really Europe's influence, right?
Mm-hmm.
So, and I'll prove it. Anybody can Google this. Countries with the highest divorce rates. The
Mm.
number one is here, and then everything after it is just different European countries, right?
Mm. Wow.
Now, let's look at that a little bit deeper. This is a Christian nation, right?
Uh-huh.
Now, I come after the institution of Christianity often.
Mm-hmm.
Has nothing to do with the Messiah. Has nothing to do with Jesus, because the
Mm-hmm.
two are not even intertwined, right?
Mm-hmm.
So it's this system that they try to act like it's about Jesus, but it's not, right?
Mm-hmm.
So the people who created the culture of this system, very problematic. You had a man who, what was his name? Constantine boiled his wife to death. Boiled her. He boiled her, right? He boiled her. Like, I understand the electric chair or the death lethal injection. No, I'm gonna boil you, right? It's kind of sadistic, right? He was the man who championed what we now know of Christianity, from having it be an obscure movement to now this global phenomenon. Constantine,
Wow.
right? And then you have people like Augustine of Hippo, who, he was the one who coined original sin.
Uh-huh.
And we're sinners. We can't help ourselves, right?
Uh-huh.
Well, peel a little bit into his life. He had a fidelity. He was a cheater. He could not be faithful or loyal to his wife. So he had
Mm.
to write that in there. Yeah, we can't. It ain't just me. It's us. It's Eve's fault,
Mm.
and blame it on a woman, right?
Mm.
So you have and I can keep going on for days. A lot of the stories, the biblical stories that they talk about, they're when it comes to women, they're just not good, right?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So we
Yeah.
have a culture of very strange things, right? Think
Yes.
about this. Think about this now. If you look at the spiritual foundation in which I adhere to is Islam, you look at Jesus and his ways and customs, and you see if Jesus was to come back right now, you'd be like, oh, that Muslim guy right there. Why? We all have the same original foundation, right? The Old Testament.
Mm-hmm.
Jesus prayed more than 5 times a day, right? He
Mm-hmm.
prayed. They complained that he prayed too much, right? He prayed about making salah. He did not eat pork. The women were modest. So I can go on for days.
Mm-hmm.
Where's that now? Why in Christianity people eat pork? You're not supposed to. It's in the book. It's literally in the book. It's not like, what they say?
Mm.
Oh, well, Jesus died for our sins, so all of that's old. He never said, yo,
Excuse.
start eating pork now. He
Yeah.
never said, women, start uncovering yourselves and let everybody see your body. He never said that.
Mm-hmm.
Nobody said that. That's a new thing.
Yeah.
It's a European thing, and it's over here. And this
Mm-hmm.
is why we have OnlyFans is legal.
I know.
That's
Insane.
crazy.
Have you seen cable TV? I mean, cable TV in the now compared to 25 years ago. Do you remember how different
Yeah.
it was back then? It's
I
not.
haven't seen it in a while. Yeah,
Look,
but I mean, it's regular TV. I mean, it's just bad. And look, when my first time going to Europe, 2009,
uh-huh.
porn comes on regular TV out there.
What?
So like at a certain time of day, like 10 o'clock or something, it's like porn. It was no pay-per-view. I don't know, maybe it was pay-per-view, but on regular TV, it was porn programs.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
This was in like Holland. You know what I'm saying?
That's what I'm saying. We have to see.
This is a European matrix that people live in right here, and they got to be aware of that. And you got to look. I'm just being factual.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's very problematic, the culture, and people
Yes.
got to divorce themselves from this culture.
Yes. I agree. Absolutely, Mike. Absolutely. Because it's like, I mean, it's just like, drugs or something or partying. I mean, it's like you're using a stimulus to soothe yourself out of it's all about feeling. Like, how can this make me feel? And it's like, we want instant gratification because of the system that we're programmed into. I mean, it's instant gratification, DoorDash, like, look at all the movies we can buy, like we can watch on Netflix. It's just like, instant gratification culture. And you know what? You're right. It's like we got to remember our baseline and be happy at baseline, because when you can be happy and full at baseline, then nothing can control you. You're not systemized anymore. Nothing can pull you outside of your baseline, who you are divinely supposed to be, you know, when you like see it for what it is. But you're right. You got to divorce the system for sure. It's toxic. It is. It's toxic. And you're right. America, it's a lot. It's a lot in America right now. It's so much. I'm even looking at like I might move to Bali. Like I just it's so much going on out here. And it's like we're just so indebted into this bullshit, because it's like we stay busy, busy, busy. We hustle, hustle, hustle. It's all about money, 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 and sex, sex, sex. It's all bullshit. It's all bullshit. And it's like it's made to stress us out, to not have that space between stimulus and response. So we can be under their wings, doing their stuff, you know, paying for their pills, and they're, you know, sick and healthy. Like they don't want you to be healthy, because then you're not going to come back and get their pill and spend your money.
No money in that. It's no money in healthy. Yeah. Capitalism is a huge problem. Right?
Yeah.
Now I will say this about America. Pretty cool place to live. I ain't gonna lie.
It is.
You
There's
know,
so much opportunity.
There is freedom, right?
Mhm.
The fact that people, like, somebody I was just talking to yesterday said there's no freedom here. I'm like,
shit.
like you can get on TV and make fun of the president here.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like,
Yes.
so you know, so it's like, you know, it's not the best. Our country does have some the spiritual karma that's probably going to come back. This country, this nation has a lot of sins on our hands that has never been atoned for.
Yeah.
So that's a thing. But outside of that, you know, see, I am so untethered to the matrix of America. I don't. People talking about, do you think the world's coming to an end? I'm like, no.
No.
What about the war? I'm like, I don't even think it's really a war. I think they're playing with y'all. You know what I'm saying? I don't even pay attention to it, you know. And people are stressed out. Like, yo, be stressed out about making some money, about losing some weight.
Yes, focus on what you can
Yeah,
control.
that's nothing you can't do nothing about that.
Yep.
You don't even know if that's real.
Yep.
Like for real.
Yep. That's just on
I
TV.
don't buy it. I don't look anything on TV. I don't buy. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
Well, no,
Trump
that's a good way to
shot.
live.
Trump
It's
got
a
shot.
good
I'm
way.
like, I don't know. I don't think that's right. Right? Is the bombing? I don't think they bombed the desert. America bombed the desert.
I just, you know what? It's you're not succumbing to the system, Mike, which is good, because you know what? People get so far deep into things that they can't control, and it's like all you're doing is spreading negative energy on the planet, because you're sitting there mad at a war and people fighting, and it's like you're just sitting there angry instead of putting positivity into the world and love into the world and inspiring others to be better. You know,
a war that nobody's being deployed to. So is it even a war? It's not a war. It's not a war. It's not. They playing with us. They playing with everybody. Right? Like, there's nobody getting sent out there. You know what I'm saying? It's not a war. I'm certain this is theater. This is all posturing. They said Iran bombed a U.S. base in Qatar. Like, it was the desert. They bombed nothing.
Look, I'm not
And
even.
what do we see? We see just little things on TV, like bombs, like shooting through the air. We don't know what's happening, right?
You might be
You know,
crazy.
video games look the same as that. You know what I'm saying?
Crazy.
I could make some AI look like that too. I'm just like, yeah, okay.
You never know. Honestly, Mike, you really just never know. I mean, we're not there. We're not watching it with our own freaking eyes. So you just never really know what anything.
Unless y'all saying y'all trust them. Y'all trust the media. Y'all trust them. All right. Trust everything they say. Go for it. I don't. Why would they not lie about these things?
That's true. That's true. And on that note, Mike, listen, this conversation has sparked so much interesting things in my brain. Like, I'm about to go study this stuff. I'm sitting here like, shit, am I helping people for my ego? Like, you always like make things like, I'm like, wait a minute.
I say this, Liz. I don't think that's you. I think you're a genuine person.
Yeah.
But this is what I say. I say help yourself as much as you can.
Yeah.
Because you helping yourself is helping other people because they're watching you.
Yeah.
Right? They're watching you. They're observing you. So, I mean, the nature of what you do, it's about healing and stuff like that. So, that's helping people. But like, it's all about self first. And then when we're good and healthy and got all the things together, then we can start, what I'm saying, looping people in. You know,
Yes.
it's got to be like that first.
Yes.
So,
Yes.
and plus, men and women are different. I'm saying mine was out of ego. I'm not saying that yours was out of ego, but some women is out of ego because they
I
want to
don't
be
know.
looked at. They want to be looked at like, oh no, I did this.
Yes.
I did
Yes.
this. I did. Oh yeah, I did this. I helped them. You know what I mean?
Right.
So it's even to the point to where anything now that I do, I'm not going to talk about it because I used to talk about things before.
Yeah. Yeah.
Got content about it. I'm like just going to do it.
Yeah. Exactly.
Mhm.
Exactly. Well, Mike, I appreciate that you spent this time with me so much. Every time we talk, I'm telling you, every time it's like a spark. I'm like, oh shit, I'm never gonna say toxic masculinity or toxic femininity ever again.
It makes sense though, right? It
It
makes
does.
sense though, right? Yeah.
No, it really does. It really does. And I almost want to implement this into what I speak about because it's so freaking true because you're
You
tying
should.
those things together. And that's not
Women need to hear it coming from a woman.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because if I say it, it's like the matriarch of the patriarch and all of the things they say. It's like, all right, because I come from a place of pure love and protection of women.
Yeah. Yeah. Right.
My family is mostly women. You know what I'm saying? My household is all women,
Yeah.
and they run it. You know what I'm saying? I'm
Mhm.
here to serve them. So, you know, but sometimes it's like a woman got to let a man like, come behind me and let me endure all of this bullshit out here. 'Cause I'm built. I can handle that. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying?
Yeah.
So I'm gonna protect you, and you be back here because I don't want them having access to you. You will never see me post my woman online. Maybe I will post, but I'm not gonna tag her to give access to her for these maniacs out here.
I know.
This
Yeah.
is people be in my business. People were telling me, I'm like, all right, y'all calm down. You know what I'm saying?
Uh-huh.
So because that's protection,
Uh-huh. Yeah.
So it's coming from a place of protection of women,
Yes.
because that's
Yes.
our job, that's the men's job.
Yes.
And if a woman has a mindset of there's toxic men, there's toxic men, but there's toxic women too.
Yeah.
So it's just toxic humans.
Toxic humans.
Masculinity, femininity, take that off the
Not
table.
toxic. Yes.
We
Yes.
need each other. We need each other,
Yes.
and not just in romantic ways. We need each other in all kind of ways.
Yes. Absolutely.
Mhm.
Absolutely. Mike, let's tell people about your book really quick because you just wrote a book.
Yes, yes,
Yes.
yes.
Yes. Tell
Divine
everybody about it.
contestant.
Fire.
This book is, it's my first book that I put out. I've written a lot, but I got real disciplined to finish a book in 2023.
Yeah.
And it was after my mother passed away. And I didn't even realize it until like I was all the way done with the book. It was like literally almost a year to the date of her ascension. I was
Wow.
like, dang, I was focused. Mommy had me focused.
Yeah.
So, but it's a dope book. It's really just spiritual. It's practical spirituality in essence, right?
Yes.
It's trying to help people tap into their godhood. We grew up knowing that we were gods. Like that's in our teachings and our theology. But even if you look in the Bible, in any religious text, it's the same thing. It's just that people don't read the Bible. They don't read scripture. They just listen to what they're being taught by pastors, ministers, whomever,
Yes.
which is cool, but you might get something different if you read yourself, right?
Yes. Yes.
It's like according to how they teach Christianity, there's only one God, right?
Right.
But
Yeah.
in the Bible, it's a bunch of gods. I tell people that right now, they think I'm a heretic. They're like, bro, it's in your. Do you read it? It's in there, right? The Israelites said, no, our God is the top God after they came out of exile, right? And their God was assigned to them by another God named Elion. Elion said Yahweh is going to be the God of the Israelites. Nobody knows these things because no one's reading these things, right?
Yeah.
So anyway, what I did, I try to distill some of the wisdom.
Yeah.
Like, yo, this is all factual if you're sticking to scripture, but forget all of that. save yourself, because nobody's going to save you, right?
Yes.
I'm talking about working out. I'm talking about dieting properly. I'm talking about fasting from toxic media and information, right? Why
Mm-hmm.
would you go and look at some things on your phone that makes you feel anxiety,
Mm-hmm.
puts you in a bad mood? Why would you spend time consuming information that don't make you laugh, don't make you
Right.
smile, you
Yes.
know? So I'm just trying to help shift people's perspective and the way that people are looking at things, and
Yeah.
remind, like, yo, y'all doing some very destructive things subtly,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
Stop doing it. Stop.
Mm-hmm.
Don't do that. Don't look at that. Don't eat
Mm-hmm.
that. You know,
Yeah. Yeah.
just so people can be confident and powerful. And my
Mm-hmm.
message tonight, I do a lecture every Thursday,
Yeah.
and it's the psychology of wealth, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I know they're gonna think I'm gonna be talking about money, money, money. I'm not,
Mm-hmm.
right?
Mm-hmm.
It's like, what is wealth to you? Is
Mm-hmm.
wealth only money to you? Interesting. We're gonna
Mm-hmm.
get into it, right?
Yes.
But also I'm always trying to teach people how to be powerful, right?
Uh-huh.
So and this part came to me yesterday because I was they were interviewing me for another podcast, and the woman, she's dope, but she was like, I want to, and I'm like, you should probably not say that. Why? I want to affirm. I said,
Yeah.
when you want, you're affirming or declaring that you don't have.
Yes. Yes.
For one to have, they have to be.
Yes.
And that's not being fake about it, but it's
No.
being, is doing it actively.
Mm-hmm.
Whatever it is you want, be it. Don't
Yes.
want it. You want it, you're back here looking at it.
No, you're pushing it away. You want
Y'all
it,
ain't,
you're pushing it
the
away.
wonders y'all ain't gonna do nothing. Y'all gonna keep wanting
Yes.
and
Yes.
saying you have affirmations and think that's gonna do it, right? And then I read the secret. So it's gonna come. Like, all right, want, get your wanting ass, you know what I'm saying? So I'm just really trying to empower people, because it's these little shifts that's so profound.
Powerful.
It's
Yes.
so profound. So
Yes.
think about it. All right, I'm not gonna say want no more. So what do? You don't say nothing. You do it. You be it.
Be
You got
it.
to start somewhere. Start. Just
Embody
go.
it.
Just go.
Embody.
That's
Mm-hmm.
it. So
Yes.
so I'm attacking want tonight. Yeah.
Uh-huh. That's
Mhm.
freaking amazing, Mike. What are you working on right now? Where can people find you? Where can people join your mentoring program, actually?
Yes, ma'am. It's sacredsociety.io.
Uh-huh.
Well, here's the thing. We're crossing. My developer we built out a beautiful, robust ecosystem. It's a web application,
Mhm.
because I have the Discord, I have the Instagram, what is it called? The free thing,
Yeah, that, yeah.
whatever channel, broadcast channel. I got the
Mhm.
Facebook groups.
Yes.
We have our own platform now, so that people will be on where they can talk to each other. It's
Bye.
you can search tags so you can network with people. I'm looking for a designer. You put that in, everybody who has that tag is going to pop up, kind of like LinkedIn.
Uh-huh.
Is dope. It's robust. I'll when We'll send you like a link so you can like
Yes.
sign
Put
up
it
for
in the
this.
description.
And
Yeah.
there's just a lot of resources on there, just
Uh-huh.
information, you
Mhm.
know, a lot of foundational things like a confidence checklist, but there's also things
Mhm.
for side hustles.
Mhm.
I'm big on AI and
Yeah.
Web3 also.
Uh-huh.
So a lot of resources on that. There's courses, there's just a lot there, and it's gamified too. So it's like, I have a vocabulary word of the day, we have trivia. It's just a whole robust ecosystem. And I got
Yeah.
to shout out to the Oracle for putting it together.
Fire.
But it's going to be more. It's going to be a ever evolving entity, right?
Yeah.
And it's the beginning. So we're going live next week. No, no,
Amazing.
no, no. Yeah, next week. So that's fun. But they can find me anywhere at Mike Rashid.
Mike, thank you so much. The work that you're doing is incredible. You inspire so many, including me. And honestly, it's very hard to like make my brain go, huh? Oh my God, like that's something different. I'm very inquisitive and I see a lot.
Man,
So like for your energy and just a blessing to the planet. You really are. You really are.
thank
And
you.
you're
I appreciate
making
that. I
people
appreciate
up
that.
and just firework, Mike. I'm so honored that you sat with me today and had this conversation. I learned so much and I
Pleasure's mine.
appreciate you so much, so much. Thank you so much, Mike. I appreciate it.
Thank you. I appreciate you.
All right, peace, peace. Peace,
Peace.
guys.
This podcast is for informational and entertainment purposes only. The views expressed are those of the hosts and guests and don't necessarily reflect those of the producers or affiliates. We do not guarantee the accuracy of the content. Please verify information and seek professional advice when needed. By listening, you agree not to hold us liable for any actions taken based on this content. Thank you for joining us on this journey. We hope you enjoy the episodes ahead. Love unlimited, feel unlimited.
Thank you so much for being here with me today. If you enjoyed this episode, I invite you to stay on this journey with me. There is so much more ahead. Courses, mentoring, healing circles, retreats, safe spaces to heal and grow. Make sure you subscribe, follow, and stay connected. We are not alone. In this journey, we're on it together.